All right.
What's up, everybody, man? We back in here. My bad. I'm dropping stuff. We back in here, man. Seek Paris, Toil on Apparel. My co-host over here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Mike T's, aka Grizzly Customs. Hey, y'all follow on all social media. And today we are rocking with. Introduce yourself, sir.
Oh, Zach Riddle. Zach Riddle Art is what you can find me on. All social media platforms. ZachRiddleArt.com. But yeah, I'm an artist entrepreneur. I'm from Tennessee, as you can see right here. And yeah, happy to talk with you guys today.
So,
Okay.
so I discovered you on TikTok, man, and I thought your story was dope. Would you kind of break that down for the people?
For sure, for sure. Yeah. So I've actually been like a spray paint artist for like uh, a little bit over 3 years now. So that was like my main medium when I became an artist. So been doing spray paint art, for like 3 years, like I just said. I've wanted to do apparel since I started becoming like doing art, became an artist. But I wanted to wait to do apparel. I wanted to wait to do that medium until I had like a really good idea, because I think a lot of people just put stuff out there without even really thinking about what it means or why they're doing it at all. They just get some cheap logo off Canva or something.
Your audio is going in and out.
Slap it on a Gildan or some cheap shirt. What's up?
Your audio is going in and out.
Audio's going in and out. Okay, Let me see if I can try and get in like a little more
Right
quiet
there
space.
is perfect. Right there is perfect.
Right here?
Yes.
Let me just hold the thing right here. Now I completely forgot what I was talking about.
You had just started.
I wanted to do I wanted to do apparel, right? Like, because I think a lot of brands just make stuff up real quick without even thinking about what the design actually means and why they're actually making what they're making. Whereas my designs, they're hand design, hand drawn. I just take a Sharpie on a white piece of paper and hand draw it and scan it, make it digital, and then that's what I'm sending to the screen print shop for them to burn screens with. But yeah, I focus, what I tell people even when I'm selling as well is, my designs are simple, but the idea is intricate. And so like I'm focused on the idea and the story behind the t-shirt. What I'm doing isn't even really about t-shirts at all. T-shirts is just the medium and like the way of like the way I'm able to like implement this idea like into action, basically.
So
is through t-shirts.
The idea.
Do what? Tell the idea.
Yeah, tell them what you're doing. The whole 50-50-50, the meaning.
For sure. So, what I'm doing is I'm traveling to all 50 states right now, and what I do in each state is make 50 T-shirts with a small business screen print shop in that state that I'm in, and then I've given myself one rule, which is that I can't leave the state until all 50 T-shirts are sold, and I sell each T-shirt for $50 each. You said why?
No, I said, wow, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. That's a self-given rule. There's no one like, that gave me that besides myself. But I just didn't want to like have like, 20 different states in the back of my car driving around to all like trying to sell a Montana shirt in Florida. Like that just wasn't going to work. Plus, it forces you to figure it out quickly. Get your sales skills up. This is my sixth state, so like my ability and communication skills, sales skills have all skyrocketed because of being out here. Street sales in general, it's numbers game. So the more people you talk to, the higher chance you have of getting more sales. So if I have to get 50 people to tell me yes. If that takes 2,000 people that tell me no, bring on the 2,000. You know what I mean? Like it's a numbers game. So as long as you can take the no's, you'll get the yeses. So that's something for some people to definitely think about when they're starting their brand or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's the idea. I've already done Tennessee, where I'm from. Started in Chattanooga, Went to Miami, slept in my car for 2 weeks, sold 50 in Florida, went up to Savannah and Atlanta, 50 in Georgia, hopped across to Charleston, 50 in South Carolina, went up to Charlotte, 50 in North Carolina. Now I'm currently in Northern Virginia. I'm in Alexandria, Virginia. Virginia is my 6th state. I got my shirts printed in Richmond like a little bit over a week ago, and I can even tell you guys every single screen print shop I've worked with in each state as well. The videos are on my YouTube that you can watch. I interview the owner of each screen print shop I work with, so that way people can actually get to know the person who printed the shirt and why they do what they do as well. So in Chattanooga, Humanities LLC, print and design, look them up. It's just Human IT, like TEES, Humanities. State number 2 was Florida, so that's Against All Odds screen print in Miami, Florida. Right after Florida was Georgia, and that was Celebrities, similar to Humanities, but just celeb in the front. And then after that, let's see, we went to South Carolina, which was The Ink and I screen print. And then North Carolina was McFly Fresh. Tennessee in the building. There you go. McFly Fresh in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then in Virginia, it was Action T-shirts. And Action T-shirts was the first shop to reach out to me before I got to Virginia that said, when you come to Virginia, we want to print your shirts. And that was one of the goals for the project, because it's kind of a sell in itself for me to get a screen print shop to work with me on this project, especially on the timeline that I'm on. Like usually I try and get my shirts printed day of. I always like to record my shirts getting printed, and I always like to print at least one shirt of the 50 in each state on the manual press, because you know it's handmade. It adds to the story. That's the whole story. I could keep going into all other details, but yeah, I'll let y'all continue.
So I got a question. I gotta hit you with. So you decided to do the 50-50-50 tour, right?
Correct.
After you accomplish this big goal, because this is a big one that you're gonna accomplish, I'm pretty sure of it. Are you gonna double back? Is this something that you're gonna do once a year? Is this like gonna be a tradition, or is this just a self-challenge that you're doing to see if you can sell 50 shirts in 50 states?
I'd say the latter for sure. Probably. Maybe I decide to run it back after. That's a question I'd be able to answer once I'm done. There'll definitely be a long break regardless. But it's just I like challenging myself. I'm a marathon runner. You know what I mean? I like doing challenges physically, mentally. Just to push myself. So once I had this idea, I've wanted to travel the country for a while. And once I had the idea, I knew, I was like, shit, I got to do this, because it's too good of an idea to not act on. I'm proving that, it's not the T-shirts that's, getting me along the country. I mean, obviously selling them is what's funding it, but it's the idea. It's one idea. I'm proving that one idea can fund me to travel all 50 states and sell 50 T-shirts in each state.
How will we buy one of your shirts right now if we on live? Like,
if you want to buy one right now, you can you can see my name right there next to me, Zach Riddle Art. If you just go to ZachRiddleArt.com, ZachRiddleArt.com, you will see a little Polaroid picture on the first page. It says 50-50-50. You click on that right there. You'll see the Virginia shirt up at the top, and there's only 12 Virginia shirts left. And then if you scroll below the Virginia shirt, you can see all the other states that have already been sold and accomplished. So that would, like I said earlier, be Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So the only shirts you can purchase on my website right now are the Virginia ones. The only ones I sell are the ones of the state that I'm in.
Gotcha.
So how long have you been in Virginia?
I've been in Virginia. This coming Monday would be 2 weeks. So usually it takes 2 weeks per state. But it just depends on the city, and it depends on the screen print shop. And, like in Georgia, like I got strep throat, so I had to take a week off. So there's already been like a couple, bumps in the road like that. But yeah, it usually takes me 2 weeks.
Okay. So it's a solo mission, right?
Solo. Yeah, there's only me out here with this little me in this red wagon. That's it. But
so typically you just go post up on the corner and just talk to people.
That's every day until they're gone, and then it's off to the next. But yeah, I mean, I sell some online. You don't even have to be in the state to purchase it online, because it's like if you have ties to you were born in one state, right, or something, and then you moved to like California and you don't live in Virginia anymore, you can buy it. Like I had a guy in Canada order a Florida shirt. I didn't know who he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like that's international. But yeah, mainly on the street. Mainly on the street for sure. Yeah, just anywhere there was just foot traffic. I was about to make a video here soon too, where I'm telling people tips if you want to sell stuff on the street, which is number one, find a place with good foot traffic. Wall paintings on my website, dope as fuck. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I'm a spray paint artist, so that's like my original. And I make buttons too. You know what I mean? You got to be able to make your own.
Hold on.
You got to be able to make your own products and keep.
You just hit us with like 3 different things, real quick. We got to talk about some of that.
Sorry, I already forgot the 3 things that I said too.
the spray painting, like
yeah.
When did you get into that?
Oh, that's what I started doing. Yeah. So like the spray paint art is what my original craft was 3 years ago. But what was I saying?
Spray painting.
Spray painted, but before that, it was something about the shirts, I think. Anyway, yeah, spray paint is fun. Spray paint's super fun. Oh, buttons too. Yeah, I make all different types of products.
I saw you spray paint on a dude's shirt yesterday while he was wearing it.
Yeah, that was fun. That was the first time I've done that. A lot of other artists do that, and that was just some random guy that I basically met that was a friend of someone else that bought a T-shirt. You know what I mean? Because like out here, like, do what?
The funny part about that was you spray paint all on his back, and he's like, "Is this skin safe spray paint?"
Oh yeah, I don't know. I get spray paint on my skin sometimes too. You can see my shoes too.
Yeah.
Got all types of spray paint on it. You can see. You know what I mean? Man. Those are my work shoes. So, but yeah, no, that was fun. I've met a lot of cool people on this trip. You know what I mean? Like actually getting out on the street and selling stuff. That's something that I wanted to like prove too. Is that there's not a lot of streetwear brands that are willing to actually go out on the street and sell their stuff, or even sleep on the street, because I've had to do that too. You know what I mean? I got the little CRV that's getting me into every state, and the back seats I took out, and there's a full bed in there. So you know what I mean? Like I've had to sleep in that in a couple cities already, just because we're keeping the expenses as low as possible. You know what I mean? So we're not paying for a place to stay. We're crash on couches when we can, sleep in the car when we got to.
So aside from you just filming and doing like TikToks and stuff like that, are you actually doing like a documentary behind this, like a behind the scenes that's telling the story?
Not really. No. I wish if I had someone that had a camera on me 24/7, yeah, that would be fucking incredible. But it's hard. It's hard enough with all the shit I've already given myself to do, basically. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm like a couple. I still got to put out like some of these interviews with the shop owners in some of the previous states. I mean, they're gonna come out eventually, but it's like they're like hour-long fucking podcasts that I have to like edit up a little bit and make sure it looks nice and make sure we cut out any parts we don't want to see. But yeah. There's a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? Like you gotta get in a good rhythm, a good routine. But like I said too, you just gotta be willing to talk to a shit ton of people all day.
Yeah, man. What are some of the things you've seen, like the good and the bad, since you've been on the road?
Good and the bad. Good. Definitely. Like, I mean, use a small business screen print shop if you're gonna get fucking clothes made. Like I don't understand all these people that are like I've run into some other brand owners and shit, and they're telling me about the brand, and they're like, yo, we got it manufactured in this Pakistan,
Yeah.
and that's like this like new like it's popular and it's like okay, like you can tell me any country and like it wouldn't mean anything to me, and I know a good amount about clothes, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
I don't care like what like to me I if the way I'm able to sell them the way I am too is that it's a story. So if I can tell you all the people, obviously I don't know like the person who like manufactured the shirt, although every shirt I use is Shockaware, and that's something we'll touch on as well. But I can tell you every person who's touched the T-shirt since then, right? And so it's really only two people. It's me and the screen print shop that I work with, and I can prove that they were printed there because I record all my stuff getting printed. Right. So, I just think like there's too many brands that it's just they're focusing on the wrong things, and that's why like I never rushed into just putting shit out because I didn't want to be just like everyone else. You know what I mean? I'm a creative, so I have to be different, and so like that's where it's like my shirts are different than everyone else's because like I'm doing something that everyone else isn't willing to do. But yeah.
Why Shockaware?
I think Shaka makes the best shirts. In my opinion, they fit the best. They last the best. It's US. You know what I mean? They're based out of LA, and the way they brand themselves, just as a blank company, they're bigger than just a blank company. Like you don't go onto Instagram and like the way they do collaborations and sponsorships in Shockaware is so much different than like. And obviously, it's a smaller blank company. It's grown a lot recently, but you're not like going on Instagram to see what Gildan or fucking Hain, like all these other like blank companies that are way bigger, like they're not doing creative stuff within the industry, or at least I'm not seeing it.
Even
they may be doing it, but just it's not above and beyond creative. You know what I mean? They might do something just to slap, something to on a T-shirt or whatever to make them look good or something, with like a charity or something like that or whatever.
But they like with rappers and everything.
Yeah, and they're very picky about who they choose to work with. But that's why I like them so much. It's like an exclusive, and I want my people who buy my shirts to get an actual nice shirt.
Your audio.
Audio.
So I wanted the people to actually get a nice shirt, too. So it's like I'm only gonna use Shakas because I think they're the best, and I want to work with them. Like I said, they're very exclusive, so I want to be a part of that exclusive club. And they have reached out. They've left me some comments, show me some love. You know what I mean, on some TikToks and stuff. And they said when I get to LA, let them know. So who knows? We might
go. That's an open invite right there.
Yeah, there we go. I just got to make it to LA. There's a lot of states in between here and LA. So
yeah.
What's the number of Shaka? Like, what's it? The style Shaka wear? Like, is it?
I prefer the max heavyweight. And the Super Max heavyweight. Excuse me.
Super Max heavyweight.
Yeah, the Super Max. So it's 7.5 ounce tee. It's one of the thickest like shirts out there.
I got a Shockaware in there that I had for 7 years, man. There's no holes in it or nothing. It just faded. No holes or nothing. They last. And it's been washed I don't know how many times.
100%. The first time I found out about Shockaware actually was Wale. I went to a Wale concert like 2 years ago, and all his merch was Shockaware. And when I put it on, I was like, shit, this is nice. And I actually met Wale because I gave him some of my artwork and buttons that I made like after the show. So that was pretty cool too. But
yeah, man. Yeah, that Shockaware, man, that's like a real West Coast thing. I've been wearing that stuff for years, but like I say, man, I got a Shockaware T-shirt in there, 7 years old. And only thing is the color has faded over the years, but there's not a hole in it, nothing. Yeah. It's probably been washed a couple hundred times over these years. You know what I mean? Like, they're damn good clothing, man.
Yeah. Humanities Against All Odds Celebrities Inc. Yeah, there we
go. I'm just bringing up.
Yeah, for sure. You can go on my website. There's the page, the 50-50-50 tour page, and there's links to all all the YouTube interviews and stuff like that.
So I saw you. I saw that you ran into somebody else on a 50-50-50 tour.
Yeah. So his name's and so like that actually plays into the question you were asking earlier. Do I want to do this again?
There go your audio.
So that question kind of goes back into what you were asking earlier about, like, you know, would I do this again after I finish all 50 for this one here? And that guy you're talking about, his name's Austin, but he goes by Ass Pizza is his like name, and I had never heard of him before, but I mean, bro has literally done collaborations with Supreme, Nike, like he's got collaboration t-shirts you look up on Google right now that are on eBay for like $500+. Like the dude is like a massive creative. He even when Kanye was doing his Life of Pablo album and dropped the merch, him and Virgil saw this kid Ass Pizza outside of one of the pop-ups for the Life of Pablo merch, selling fake Life of Pablo merch. And they liked the merch so much that they ended up adding like his designs into like the line that they did for the Life of Pablo. So the kid's like a massive fucking creative. And what's funny, I mean, this is really the crazy shit, right? So I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, right? This kid, I think he's from New York. I could be wrong, but like he started, and I also started my 50-50, 50-state tour in Chattanooga. He, for some reason, decided to start his also in Chattanooga. Wow. And his second city was Richmond. And I was in Richmond when he came the day after Chattanooga, because I was in Virginia to sell these Virginia shirts. So his second stop, he started where I started, and then his second stop just happened to be the city I was in at that time. Because he's going quick. He's going quick. He's got a whole team with him. They got a truck and a trailer. I mean, when he tells people where he's going for his pop-ups, there's at least 50 to 100 people pulling up in a Walmart parking lot to buy this fucking ass merch. And he's selling shirts for $100+, you know what I mean? So it's like beanies for like $40. It's like people don't care about price, you know what I mean? They're either buying it because of the brand name, or in my case, usually, like the story behind it. But yeah, he's super dope creative. He ended up buying a Virginia shirt from me too, which was super nice of him. So shout out to Ass Pizza. But yeah, definitely check him out if you're not familiar with his work, because he's definitely an innovator.
So when you decided you're gonna get on this tour, man, and you went to your family or spouse or whatever, man, how'd they feel about it?
Yeah, I'm single, but my parents, yeah, they definitely were a little, worried. Is one word I would definitely say, and just like even, when I'm telling my story out here on the street, like people just become curious, or the curious people become interested. Like I feed their curiosity, right? And so like when I'm telling the pitch, sometimes people just cut me off with like 5 questions. They're like, "Wait, why did?" They're like, "Where did you start? Why are you doing it? Blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Let me just tell you the pitch, and I'll answer all those questions at once." But yeah, no, they were definitely had a million questions. It's like I'm saying with these people, more of like how are you gonna do this, and like what do you explain the details. But like I'm more of a do it and figure it the fuck out later type of person. Figure it out as you do it, you know what I mean? Like my first state, Tennessee, that was the hardest state to do, because I was selling to people that I knew. It's hard to sell to people that you fucking know that say they want to support you and they will not. So it's easier in my case to sell to random people on the fucking street, and then you're actually like having a meaningful interaction with them. You never know who they are, what they do, whether or not you'll cross paths with them again later down the road in life, you know what I mean, and how they could be service to you again, or how you could be of service to them. But like there's been a lot of affirmations that have happened throughout the tour already too, to where it's like, yeah, I'm meant to be doing this, you know what I mean? Like in Miami, I sold them all in the design district there, which is like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all the designer luxury brands, right?
Mhm.
Outdoor mall, I'm selling them all through there because if you can afford to shop for that, you can afford a $50 t-shirt too, right?
Yeah,
So,
man.
you got to go find your clientele. But Jalen Ramsey, NFL football player, the first day he was in Miami to sign his contract with the Dolphins, I run into him in the design district. He's got 3 camera guys following him around. He buys 4 t-shirts from me. He said,
Hell yeah.
I'll take one for me and each of my guys that are with me right here. You know what I mean? And that day
Wow.
I'd only sold 3. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'll take 4. And that's at like 7 o'clock at night. I was ready to go the fuck home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just never know. I never would have sold a t-shirt to Jalen Ramsey had I not done this the way I'm doing it. It literally
Right.
never would have happened. And there's so many other things that wouldn't have happened either. People I never would have met. And I'm only in the 6th state. So, lots to go.
Zach, why screen printing versus all the other methods?
That's a good question. So my friend in Chattanooga, his name's Mook. He's the owner of Humanities. And just becoming friends with him and just being able to just show up at the shop basically whenever I want. He does embroidery, screen print, and DTG, has a DTG machine. Screen print is just like an art form in itself, right? And it's more personable. There's actually someone like, pushing the ink into the shirt. Whereas like a DTG machine, which I love for certain things, that's just a machine, literally like spraying ink on it. And even if you're on an auto press for screen print, there's still a human that has to put the shirt on it and pull it off. So there's still some human interaction, even if it's on an auto versus a manual. But yeah, I think screen printing is fucking cool, and anyone can do it. There's levels to it. Whereas like a DTG machine, you need like fucking 20 grand. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just like, there's no levels to I mean, there are. There's, smaller machines and shit like that. But
right,
it's not the same. Like as a screen print like setup, you could like do in under $100. If you really want to like keep it that low key. But like the fact that there's that, and the fact that like, I mean, most t-shirt shops are screen print shops. So if I wanted to get 50 different shops, in all 50 states, it's most likely going to be a screen print shop. It's pretty quick, usually quick to do. It's cheap, it's cheaper than DTG, depending on like DTG's more, for smaller quantities if you just want like a handful of shirts. But I'm trying to, like I said earlier, save on expenses. I'd even because like each state I go to, right, I put that state on the front, and then the back is the same on all the shirts. It's just a 50-50-50 design. So I had even gotten the 50-50-50 screen, and I had kept it from Tennessee once I sold out there, brought it to Miami, and the Miami shop used that screen I brought because then I don't have to pay extra for another screen to be made.
Smart.
Because I was literally thinking all these different things, and it was just a fucking hassle to have that in the car. So after Florida, I just like left it at the other shop in Georgia or whatever. But it was just too much of a hassle to save like fucking $30 or whatever. But yeah, screen print is really fucking cool. There's just something to it, and it's something that I can get content while the shirts are being made too. And it's not just like a machine. Like if a person's sitting there like doing that, that's content for me and content for the shop as well. So so yeah, I think screen print lasts the longest, looks the best, and there's actually like an art to it, which I'm big on.
Yeah, man. So how long do you anticipate being on the road?
Probably 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, unless the pace picks up, right? Because like there's some states like Charlotte, North Carolina, I had sold my first 40 in the first 4 days.
Oh yeah,
that's 10 a day. You know what I mean? And that was my original timeline. I was wanting to do 10 a day each week, a state a week. But then once I started, right, like those are questions I can't ask or answer for like my family or whoever until I actually get out there and do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until I figure it the fuck out, basically. But yeah, each state is different. So, and then I'm hoping as I go along, more, online presence, hopefully, getting more interviews just like this. And hopefully the online sales will pick up so I don't have to do as much on the street. But it's fun to get on the street too. Even when I don't sell anything, you're usually gonna be able to meet someone that still wants to support you, and they'll give you a follow. You know what I mean? So it's like Eddie Rising, like on followers on IG, just from being out here on the street. So it's like if you want to actually go out and like get people who want to hear about your brand, like the street is literally the place to do it. There's a Virgil Abloh book that I have that's just full of quotes that he had, and I posted one on my story the other day, but it's like he even said it's like the street is where you'll get your idea to the people. You know what I mean? Like I can't sell my shirt through a video the same way I can do it in person. It's just not the same. And I can't do it through someone else. You know what I mean? Like someone else may know about it and tell their friend, but they can't do it the way I do it. But that's the other thing I've learned too. If you got something that's interesting enough, the word of mouth is where it's at, man. Because if it's interesting enough, some people don't even buy my shirt, but they're like it so much that they are at least willing to send it to their friend or tell their friend. And when you buy my t-shirt too, it's a walking piece of art. And what I tell people is good art creates good conversation. So what I'll say is, when's the last time you bought a piece of apparel you'd be able to create a conversation or tell a story about the way you could with my t-shirt? And most of the people don't, some people are like, oh, well, like my friend makes shit too or whatever. But most of the people are like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? I haven't bought anything that like I could like, talk about in a way that's actually like they would be excited to tell someone if someone asked what it was about, right? Whereas like most brands, if someone asks, you're just like, oh yeah, my friend made this, instead of like, oh, there's this artist. Yeah. So it's like if you're able to attach something to the whatever you're selling, it doesn't even. That's what I was saying too. Like y'all asked, like why t-shirts too? Like it's just the mode of transportation to get the idea to the people. It could have been socks. It could have been like shoes. Like, you know what I mean? The product doesn't matter. The design doesn't matter. What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
It's also, your t-shirts are also collector's items, man.
Yeah, it's a collectible. That's what I tell people, because there's only 50 that'll ever be made. And view it as an investment. It could be worth more than $50 in one day, in my opinion. It probably will, right?
Yeah,
like Ass Pizza. His shirts weren't selling at 500 from the start.
Hell no.
But if it's like rare enough or some sort of collaboration, whatever it may be, later down the road, it could end up increasing in value, which will end up making it that much sweeter for the people who decided to purchase one.
So I'm gonna say this though, like I had to be a part of this story. That's why I was like, man, let me get this dude on here and get to talk to him.
Why not?
It's a hell of a story, man. And I think that you only been through 6 states and you see the growth you've seen. Let's say when you get through 20, 25, 30, through the 50 states, man, it's gonna be a whole different level. And I'm glad to be a part of this, man.
I'm glad you invited me to for that to happen. I'm excited to I peeped y'all on TikTok too. You know what I mean? I like to support anyone who's doing their own apparel, anything, screen printing, anything. That's a self investment. You know what I mean? I started a podcast 2 years ago, and and it was actually called The Art of Life, because I believe there's an art to everything, and I think there's an art to living life itself. But I would just interview the same thing, just different creatives and stuff. You can still watch the interviews on my YouTube too, but I don't know. I just
what's your YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on my Zach Riddle, the same
Zach Riddle Art.
Zach Riddle Art on YouTube. So yeah, you can still see those up there, but that's where I had to, attach this interview idea to the 50 tour as well, because I'm telling 50 different stories of 50 different other entrepreneurs, and screen printers, and small businesses, and showing that you can make it happen 50 different ways. Because there was something that I forgot about as well is, why screen printing is because I do want to bridge the gap, or help bridge the gap between the lack of knowledge there is in the general public of how shirts are actually printed, and the people who are actually printing them. So I want to close in that gap there, because I think it's a fucking cool process, and I think if more people knew about it, I mean, it used to be a part of like shop class in high school and stuff, and not a lot of places even do that anymore. So, it's one of those things that you just don't want to see become a lost art. I mean, it'll always be there. People always need shirts printed, but who's going to be the next generation? Who's going to be the next Virgil, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like someone's going to have to step up to the plate and do stuff that some other people think is unimaginable and unaccomplishable, right?
So
people after Virgil and Ye for doing the same thing, selling shoes for $500 or whatever it may be, and both of them are some of the greatest artists to ever walk this earth. So
yeah, man.
So I gotta weigh in on that though. With AI coming into play, how do you feel? Do you feel like that's gonna take out a lot of people, or like?
No, not at all. To be honest, I mean, in some senses, yes, but it's just the industry. Every industry is gonna evolve. I mean, people probably said that like if like Excel was gonna take away people's jobs who were sitting there writing all the numbers in all the little boxes or whatever, and hand doing like shit like that. They said the internet was gonna like ruin fucking the world and shit, and like take away so many jobs. Yeah, exactly. The internet has done more for the world in the past 20 years than anything else. You know what I mean? So AI, I only see as another technology tool that humans will be able to use to their advantage. You know what I mean? Like screen printing has been around forever almost. Like buttons have been around forever. It's a technology that's been there forever, for a while, right? It's there. It's not going anywhere. Who is going to use that technology to their advantage better than everyone else? That's the way I look at it. So I don't think it's AI's like specifically coming for people's jobs, right? But if a human uses AI in a way that makes them more money and they don't have to use more humans, they can just use AI. If a human is able to use AI better than other humans, that human should be rewarded. It's just like any other technology. Because I don't see AI as being like self, like whatever, like
controlling.
It's not able to do itself yet. You know what I mean? There's still a human part to it. So yeah, that's the way I see that. I love AI art. I think it's fucking sick. I think it's cool to just fuck around on there and just say, draw me a fucking painting, like, or what, like, it's cool. It's something that I think every artist should look into.
BPD. I'm inspired by you, young champion, to finally open my storefront, soaking up all game. Yeah, man.
Salute. You got a shirt on you?
Do what?
Can we see one of them shirts that you was just the shirts that you talking about?
Yeah, these are the Virginia right here.
The Virginia ones, okay. So it's prepackaged, and on the back it says 50, 50, 50.
Yeah, if I could I don't know how to switch up the camera or anything, but you do get a button in there, hand pressed by myself, and 2 stickers too. So I always tell people that as well. It's not just a T-shirt you're getting.
I need to make buttons. I got a button maker I bought almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Buttons are the most underrated piece of anything ever created. I will argue for buttons over stickers every single day. The sticker game is so oversaturated. So oversaturated. People don't know how buttons are made, right?
Yeah.
It's metal. It feels expensive. It's not. It takes 10 seconds to make, and it costs 10 cents to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I even use that for like I would do customs for that. You know, I used to do customs for my spray paint art too. So it's like, and I still kind of do customs for buttons. So tap in if you want to get your buttons made by me or keychains, we can make it happen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So like you've been 6 states, man. When it gets slow, man, what are some of the feelings you have? Have you been discouraged any time on this trip, or are you just inspired?
100%, 100%. There's been so many days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I hate this shit. Why did I do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that you can't have one thing without the other. You can't have enjoyment without, not enjoying something. That's the way I always look at everything. You can't have a yes without a no. A yes isn't a yes without a no. A win isn't a win without a loss. So like, and the wins don't taste as sweet if you don't lose. So yeah, I mean, those days have definitely come, but you just fucking wake up and get back after it the next day. Keep your head up, and then it's always just there's a next person. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a next person that you can talk to. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're willing to try and talk to them, you never know if they're willing to try and talk to you and buy a t-shirt. You never you can't. I mean, I usually kind of know and judge like certain people I won't even try and talk to, but I really, really try not to like stereotype and approach really everyone because you never know who's going to support you or why. One other tip, I didn't finish about those tips on the street, right? If you're selling shit on the street, find a lot of foot traffic. Also find where there's like a stop sign, because I've sold a shit ton of shirts to people who are in their car driving. And I'll be like, pull over and buy my t-shirt, and they do. I've done that in almost every state.
I used to do CDs like that back in the day.
Oh, word? Yeah. It's you definitely got to find like a good spot. So find foot traffic, find somewhere where there's stop signs. And then there's never anyone that is I feel like y'all froze up a little bit. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
You can hear you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's updated a little bit now. The other thing is that no one is unapproachable. No one is unapproachable on the street. I don't care if you have headphones in. People that wear headphones are my favorite people to try and sell to, because if you're wearing headphones on the street, you think you're invincible and you think that no one will approach you.
Yeah.
Well, this person right fucking here will. And guess what? If you're wearing headphones and someone stops you and you take one out, you're probably just gonna fucking hear what that person has to say because they've already stopped you and you've already pulled your headphones out. So there's never anyone that's unapproachable. I don't care if you're on a date. I don't care if you're with your family. I do not give a fuck. If you're in public on the street and I see you, I will probably ask to talk to you about my fucking t-shirts.
See, that's some grizzly tactics right there. You hopping into it. Zach, when you get to your new state, I know you're telling us like where you post up at a little bit. Do you have like a destination that you're actually trying to get to when you get to these states? Like, is there a certain, or there's just no rhyme or reason? You just landed in that state, and wherever you open up shop is where you open up shop.
Yeah, I mean, where the shirts get printed has a big influence on where I end up going, especially like let's say, I was in Charleston, right, for South Carolina. The shirts that I was getting printed in North Carolina were in Charlotte. So I just went straight from Charleston to Charlotte. And when I get my shirts printed, I'll usually stay in that city, try and sell there immediately. And if it goes well, just like Charlotte did, for 40 in the first 4 days, I don't see any reason to go anywhere else in the state of North Carolina. You know what I mean? So I just stayed right there. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kind of just picked where I picked. But like Atlanta or Georgia, I did Savannah and Atlanta. So it just depends on the state. There might be some states I might have to go to like 5 cities to. You never know.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to do a class over this. like whenever you do settle down, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to write a book. If not, you're going to need to write a book about this. Um, and we definitely I would like to catch up with you in another 25 states to see how this journey is progressing and everything
sure.
that you bring into. Another question.
I'd be happy to do it.
What is the most strangest thing that's happened to you right now while being on the road?
The craziest thing that's happened to me the whole trip?
Strangest or craziest, either or.
Craziest thing. Let's see. Oh, there's been a couple. I mean, like there was one time, right, where I was selling outside of the Braves game, right? And dude's walking out of the game, and you know, had a couple adult beverages, and he was visibly, you know, intoxicated. Not crazy, but you know, was still like able to have a conversation. I'm talking to him, telling him about the shirts. He's like, you can't do that. Like he just kept saying, you can't do this. This is unsustainable. Like you won't be able to sell them for $50. The price is too high. Blah 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 blah. Right? He was saying it in a nice manner, arguing or anything. But like I was just like, bro, I've already done it in like 3 states. Like I've already sold 150 shirts or whatever. What do you mean I can't do it? I've like already proven it. And so while I'm still talking to him, another group of people were walking by that looked potential, you know, sales, and I would talk to them because obviously this guy I was originally talking to wasn't like interested in a shirt. Right. And so I start talking to these other people, and then I sell one right in front of this fucking guy's face. And I'm like, oh, you. And he was like, you know what? You are a good salesman. And I'm like, I know, bro. Like, shit. I was telling you, but you weren't fucking listening. So, you know, there's been a couple of different things like that have happened. You know, you just never know who you're going to run into on the street. Like I said, with the Jalen Ramsey stuff, there's been a ton of other people that I've met.
Did you get that footage? Did you get footage of running into Jalen Ramsey?
A picture. I got a picture. It's low quality, but he was just so nice that I didn't really feel like pressing him too hard, you know, about any of that. Just as I appreciated him supporting. But yeah, that's definitely one of the, you know, crazier things that's happened. It was very enjoyable to sell one right in front of that guy's face.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Instant karma. So far you've visited 6 states. You've met celebrities, I should say. People in all different walks of life. A naysayer, I would like to say as well, too. One that just doubted you off rip. What are some other goals that you are trying to check off aside from back shirts?
Aside from the shirts, I mean, really just meet as many people as I can. One of the things I do try and do is enjoy the city that I'm in a little bit, try and explore it if I can, right? But like most of the time I'm out here on the street selling, and when I'm not, I don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk to anyone or do anything besides go lay down and eat or something, like, you know, just, and it's hard honestly to shut my brain off at the end of the night, because it's like you got to turn it on. Like it's a different, you know, personality you got to become to be able to, like, I'm not the type of street salesman to wait for people to come up to me. If you're walking past me, I will basically harass you into listening about these fucking t-shirts I'm selling.
That's right. You got to be aggressive out there.
Exactly. What I was saying too earlier about the rules, first thing you're ever selling anyone is a smile. If you can get someone to smile, usually by doing it, you have to smile, right? So if you're doing anything on the street and you're trying to, you know, woo someone, right? If you're not smiling, they're not smiling. So the first thing I'm always selling is a smile. So yeah.
Good.
How old are you?
Yeah, great question.
Say the question again.
How old are you, Zach?
How old am I? 25 in June.
Oh yeah.
Wow, same age as my son.
Yeah, I've been an artist for like coming up on 4 years now, right? So it's like this idea was marinating in my brain for 3 years. I just didn't know it. You know what I mean? But that's you just got to be patient in being a creator. And I could even talk hours on fucking social media. We haven't even talked anything really about social media. I've posted, my TikTok account alone, that art, Zach Riddle Art, over 9,000 videos on that channel. I've posted 20,000 videos on the internet, original to me.
Yeah.
When it comes to like being a brand, if you're gonna like, try and make it in this world, you got to be able to do like content creation. And if you're not comfortable talking on camera, you're literally not going to make it. Like,
you're an influencer. You know that?
I'm an influencer?
You're an influencer for sure. I get told that a lot, but now you are a real influencer. Like,
I like influencing people in positive ways.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I like influencing, all types of people. Sometimes women.
Hey.
Influence them to take me on a date. So if there's any women watching, no, just kidding.
In Virginia right now, ladies. Holla at me.
Yeah. Shoot your shot. Come on now. And also buy a shirt. Support the cause.
Yeah, for real.
So with them Shakas, man, it's I was just thinking like the dude was saying that you couldn't sell no shirts, man. The Shaka's a good quality shirt. Plus, man, I think it's more story. You selling more story than you are a t-shirt, man. The story is, I can't say enough for that, man. It's a hell of a story, man. Like, to look back, you 25 years old, you have some kids, and they kids have kids. This is a hell of a story to share.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I mean, there's endless. I could sit here and try and just rack my brain on all the different things, different people, that I've met, all the stories, that I have to tell already. And like we said, it's just take 6. So we got a long way to go. 44 left after Virginia, and we still got 12 T's in Virginia. So currently, that is all I'm focused on, is selling these 12 fucking T-shirts right here.
Yeah, man.
Strong determination. That mindset is strong, boy. I tell you.
You gotta be. You gotta forget fear. You have to forget what fear is. That's what Ye says in a song he made recently. He says, "I forgot what fear is. I forgot what fear is. I forgot what fear is." If you're fearful, you will not take risks.
That's real.
Risk is usually you will experience fear. I'm not saying I don't experience any fear, but you have to have the mindset of being fearless, because if you're stuck in your own mind thinking about what will happen, you'll never know what actually does happen. And,
that part.
You gotta literally just go fucking do it. The first step is the hardest step. I'm a marathon runner. Anyone can run a marathon. It's mental. It has nothing to do with your physical capabilities. Anyone can do it if you want to do it bad enough. And if you can push yourself mentally to do things that you don't like. I'm a big believer in that, right? Do things you don't like on purpose so you can appreciate the things you do like more.
Yeah.
Or the things that you take for granted, you can appreciate and have a better appreciation for if you're doing things that you do not like on purpose. Most people don't like working out, right? But you feel good after you're done working out, right? Because it's not enjoyable, but it gives you, a reward after you've done it. And that goes with any type of challenge you give yourself. It's not necessarily going to be fun during it the whole time, but what you have after, you have forever. And what I tell people too, everyone talks about work experience. What is your work resume? I don't give a fuck about my work resume. I work for myself anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. But what is your life resume? This is Jesse Itzler. If you don't know who he is, him and Gary Vee, 2 big-time entrepreneurs. If you don't know who they are, Jesse Itzler and Gary Vaynerchuk. Huge names you should know if you're trying to do it on yourself. What is your life resume? What experiences have you experienced? Life experiences can never be taken away. Something you learn from an experience. You can learn shit at a job. You could always get fucking fired from your job too. And guess what? You may like it for the 3 years you work there, but you could get fired or new manager or whatever, and you're not there anymore, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth for the whole 3 years you just spent at that company. What are your life experiences? You only get one life. You better fucking take risks and get the fuck after it, because no one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to make you rich. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to do that. And it's like people just want to shit handed to them. But you have to literally go out and take it. You have to literally go out and meet the people. All the money that you need is in other people's pockets. That's one quote that, like, I've heard that, like, shit, it is not just sitting in a bank somewhere. It is in someone else's pockets, and you got to convince them to take it out of their pocket and put it in yours.
Period. Man, so, like, you had those nights, man, you just out there by yourself, man, you sit in the car or whatever, trying to rest them nights when your brain can't turn around, man. Are you thinking about what's next? Because, like, I feel like at the end of this, you'll never want to work a job again in life.
No, yeah, I mean, I haven't for the past, like, 3 years, really. I do, like, the social media content creation and consulting on the side, freelance for some businesses. So, you know, I do that whenever I'm kind of strapped for cash. But no, yeah, I mean, there are certain companies I will say I would be happy to work for, because it's you know, very special and unique companies. It's a small group, but yeah, you never say never. I mean, obviously, I love working for myself, and anyone who isn't a full-time entrepreneur, you know, more freedom, more responsibility. So if you're not willing to take on that responsibility, then the freedom isn't meant for you. Which is a good you know, thing to actually hit on too. Is, you know, not every entrepreneur is meant to be a full time. It's nice to have a little side hustle and have your locked in job 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Because guess what? The locked in job is there. You always know that money's coming. It's the safety net, and if the side hustle pops off enough, you can say fuck the 9 to 5, especially if it's a 9 to 5 that you know you could always get back. If it's a job you already have experience in, that you've worked there, it's like, you know, you could get that type of job again. Take risk, figure it out. If it doesn't work, go back to the thing you were already doing. You know what I mean? But it's just like change. People hate change, right? People don't want change because they're scared, they're fearful. And you have to be, like I said, fearless. You have to be relentless. And, you know, being successful is subjective to everyone. You define your own success. But being successful comes down to literally hard work and how dedicated you are to working as hard as you do. Yeah. It has nothing to do with, like being better at people with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's way better designers, way better fucking I don't know, like people that even fucking do cut and sew, like, brands, and they're all types of shit. But, you know, it's not always about that, like I said. And what we've hit on a lot is it's about the story. Why are you doing what you're doing? People want to know why you're doing what you're doing, and people want to know who you are, and, you know, what you're doing it for. You know, why are you doing it? If you're able to, you know, make that message clear, and it's a, you know, cool thing that people are interested in, it doesn't even matter what you're doing. There's just some people that are going to support, and there's some people that are not. Like, sometimes when I'm selling, I'm not even halfway through the pitch before people just pull their wallet out.
Right.
People that give me donations, you know, they're like, I don't have $50, but here's 20, because I still want to support.
Right.
So you never know, you know what I mean? You just got to be willing to take risk, and, you know, not always know if it's going to work out, but you know, do it.
Zach, man, you came on and you lit this hour up. Let me tell you, you dropped some gems on us. And, you know, for 25 years old, you kind of shocked me. I would have thought a little bit older with your demeanor, the way that you speak, the wisdom that you was dropping during this live. For those that's out there that's scared to get out and do it, he's living proof right now. You can't be no scarier than going to a whole nother state selling a shirt for $50. So that in itself is motivational. I want to give you your flowers because I had no idea about you. Actually, Seek turned me on to you and told me everything that was going on. I'm like, there's no way. And then I got to browsing through your TikTok. I'm like, oh shoot, he out here doing it. He doing it.
You got to, you know.
And I discovered you. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got. I was saying you got to live by your word. Like, you know, I tell people, you know, it's if you obviously, you know, if you're gonna say something, like I said I was going to do this. So far I have done what I say I will do. People have offered me $40, $45 for a t-shirt, and I deny them because it's not $50. I feel like a fraud if I accepted $40 for a t-shirt and everyone else paid $50, right?
Sticking to that integrity.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, integrity, yes. Be true to you, be true to your brand. But go ahead.
Right. It's not 50, 50, 40 either.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I discovered you. You just popped up on my For You page one day. And then I heard a story. I subscribed, I followed. I was like, man, I gotta see this out. And then you followed back, and it's been. I've been enjoying watching the journey, man. And it's like I say, it's a hell of a story.
It's very inspirational.
It's a hell of a story to just get up, man. It's brave, a lot of bravery, a lot of confidence, a lot of just everything, man. Because it's that lifestyle is not for everybody, but to just get up and say, man, I'm about to get out here and I'm not coming home until I sell these shirts.
Yeah.
And just to leave your comfort, man, that's a hell of a story, brother.
Yes,
you know, like I say, man, commend you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, it definitely means a lot. I mean, to have, you know, people within the same industry doing the same thing I'm doing to give me my flowers, it means a lot for sure. Because I try to do the same thing to people, you know, as well. That's what I try and do with the screen print shops. You know what I mean? I try and be that person that's coming through, that's going above and beyond, and not just supporting you through ordering shirts from you, but I'm gonna make a video for you. I'm gonna be posting about you on IG, on TikTok, YouTube, all these different things.
Yeah.
I want to see those people succeed just as much as I want to, you know, see myself succeed, and they play a part in my success. So why not try and support them above and beyond as well? Because most of them go above and beyond for me too. So you know, I got to show that reciprocal.
Well, Zach, we greatly appreciate you coming on, and we're gonna reach back out for that update. Maybe when you get closer to 25, you know, reach out, let us know. I'm gonna be trying to follow it, but man, many blessings, much success, continued luck, continue being great, man, and keep spitting that wisdom that you're doing right there.
Hey, you said the word great. I got someone that you should definitely have on the podcast. His name is Terrence. He lives in LA. He's from Detroit. You can look him up on Instagram. His tag is "We See Greatness in You."
Okay.
We see greatness in you. Okay. This guy, sheesh. I don't even want to, you know, break it down too much because he would be way better at doing it than myself. But basically, that's his message that he lives by is basically telling other people, I see greatness in you. And he's been doing this for 20 years, bro. It's insane. He'll just go out on, it looks like it. Yeah, that's him. His name's Terrence. And yeah, he's been doing it for like 20 years. He'll literally just go out on the street with a sign he hand painted that says, I see greatness in you. And what he's been able to build from that to now, I mean, he knows Ice Cube, he knows Snoop Dogg. Like he's bumped shoulders with some big people just by sticking to one message that he believes in and spreading it in the best way possible he knows, which is I'm doing the same thing. I got one message, which is to inspire other people to invest in themselves. You can't invest into other people if you don't invest in yourself. That's the whole goal behind the project, behind the tour, is to inspire other people to invest in yourself. To invest in themselves, right? Because like that's the number one thing you should be investing in. If you want to accomplish things and you're not charging up your own battery, or if you want to give out energy to other people and you're not charging up your own battery, you won't be able to give any. And guess what? You'll be depleted yourself, and you're only just, you know, making yourself run. No one wants to run on a low battery. Everyone, you know, no one wants to have the phone that's on 6%. Don't treat your life the same way. Don't treat your body the same way, right? Charge yourself up, right? So yeah, But appreciate you guys. Love. Thank
Yep.
you so much for
Yeah,
the support. Enjoy talking with you guys as well. I'll be happy to come on later down the road as well. So
For
definitely, if anyone wants to follow along, Zach Riddle Art right there, ZachRiddleArt.com. And like I said, yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Let you get back to it, man. We probably didn't messed up your money for this last.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping for two more tonight if I can, and then I only got 10 left. 3 more days. We get out of here. We go off to Maryland.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Word. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, now appreciate you.
All right. Thank
And
you.
to
Y'all take it
everybody
easy.
in the audience, man, appreciate y'all for coming through as usual. We will see y'all next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Peace.